We have bananas in chat, and that means that we're live on the twitch.tv/the Xisuma, where we are streaming from the Hermitcraft. Oh, you didn't expect that, did you? A Hermitcraft live stream? Never heard of such a thing. It's the first stream of 2021, and we're off to a dorky start as always. Oh, I have landed safely. And the shulker boxes keep growing. Speaking of which, whoop. Another one! Oh yeah, here's what we're gonna go grab. So, today's live stream, we're doing 3 things. Okay, one of them is placing down this box of blocks. The other one is doing this, and then that. No, that was a terrible joke that I just made up. We're gonna work on the arena a little bit. I need some of these. Then we're gonna work on designing the brewery, and then we're gonna go to the shopping area. So, we're going to spend like half an hour each, and then after we'll pick one that was my air quotes favourite or something like that. So that's the structure of today's stream. Doing 3 things, and then one of them we'll do again, based on whatever I feel like doing. Okay? The first thing I want to do though, is start work on building a floor here. This was always going to be a place to just do testing, air quotes. And I never really built that up because I kind of ummed and ahed about what to do with the basement. Now, it doesn't really matter what we do down there. I still want to have this testing area. So I think it's about time we build it up. And that involves me immediately second-guessing things. Something has just come to mind. I kind of wanted to keep these walls in as they were, but the glowstone element is kind of ugly. Oh, jeez. I had a plan. All I had to do was keep it. Let's grab a rocket. I got an idea, though. I think what we might do is A, leave it, or B, try and conceal it. It just looks ugly. Like, I don't mind everything else here being obviously, you know, sort of unfinished, air quotes, but... Oh, that might have to change up there. Yeah, maybe we'll end up bringing in some more white concrete. I don't know. But something ain't right with this glowstone. Let's build it up a little bit more around here and I'll show you what I was going to do. Glass over the glowstone. Well, glass would mean the glowstone is still visible, right? And considering its position... we could either double down and put glowstone above it so it fills in the gap. Which I don't think is something we do. Or we build like a frame in front of it. Really not sure what to do. Also, I think encasing these areas with more white concrete is probably a bad idea. So we just need to find a way to tidy this up, which will probably be just filling it up with more of the same block. I guess. Yeah, I reckon we're just going to end up leaving these on the wall. Okay, so I'm going to need to throw down a shulker box. We're going to read some noises in the ear in a minute. Glowstone behind the honey, says boy from down under. But then, that means the glowstone's on the outside, right? It's not where we want it. Huh, I have a tiny, teeny, weeny bit of what we need in here. Also need that. Oh, I've got another stack as well. Okay, it's not all bad. So it's going to end up, like, filling in this. Ooh. Ooh! I don't have any ender pearls on me. I haven't had for a while. I keep needing them, and I'm like, usually I keep ender pearls on me. Where did they all go? It's not too bad. Maybe trapdoors. If I really want to, I could put some trapdoors along there, right? No! You missed. You missed. Okay. Again, we got suggestions for glass. Glass won't hide the glowstone. You can see through glass. What I'm saying is I think the glowstone looks ugly. To be fair, it's not terrible. It's really not terrible. It's not a texture you really build with too often. And when you do, you tend to not mix it with flat textures like... like concrete. Is someone trying to shoot me down there? Gee. No! No! I said no! Why won't it listen? Oh! Not listening. Now, these look great, but I realise now that we're going to sort of... You cheeky devil. I just stated the rules. The rules are you can't shoot me. Why won't it listen to me, peeps? No! Stupid skeleton. See, now it's going to look a bit awkward when we get over here and it gets cut off. This is like the most typical thing ever with building. Is just you want to like change things all the time, and yet when you want to build on such a massive scale, it's kind of like don't really have the option. So the question is, how's it going to end up looking? We've got lots of stone. Time to start reading these noises. Shroom lights. Shroom lights might look good in here. Replace them with a different block. Interesting idea. Could put sea lanterns there, right? Okay, noises in the ear. It's noise in the ear time. We got Catkin63 here for 43 months. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. Aurum W here for 20 months. We got CJ Gibbons 88 here for 10 months. Dolphin Lover 85's here for 3 months. Mercury Explorers is here for 11. Another JT's here for 43. Goodness me. We got SVG Free Boys with the Prime and Watcher Than with the Prime as well. The Brandy line is here for 5 months. Incredible. And we got Cheers and Bits from Hidden Dem on Soul saying drive-by. That is all that it says. Well, thank you ever so much for the cheers and bits. It's appreciated. So once we get grey concrete powder in at these places, it don't really look too bad. I'm not trying to make anything perfect in here anyway. I think the fact that this place is going to look like warehousey and unfinished on the inside is probably a good thing. Maybe it makes sense to leave the glowstone there to reinforce that. But anyway, I was doing some air quotes math. Was I doing maths? I think I was doing maths, peeps. Jeez, was I learning? Oh no, not learning. No, I was doing some calculation-y stuff, right? It's actually gonna like super weird to try and calculate it now because I'm not gonna put the first block where I thought it was. Let's say we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. Yes, here is where we're going to go. So we're going to start. Yeah, okay. So this block comes out. We put sea lantern there. It seems a bit silly because it's right next to glowstone, funny enough. But I'm anchoring it in the very middle of this entire area, right? Like this is the midline, which you can kind of see because we've got that there in the middle of that space. Let's read those noises. We got Sam Code stuff for 8 months. Jormungadar 9. Thank you for the cheers and bits. I'm very confident that I always butcher your name. And that is just one of the special features of this live stream, you know. Okay, so then if we go and put one here. Now, in theory, that means the light level is good everywhere. 9, 8. Yeah. Okay, so with that kind of combination, the light level will always be good. Just got to stick to it. So 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and then we put a sea lantern here. Yeah? That's the pattern we're now going to build. Alright, we're going to get our sea lanterns, we're going to get our stone blocks, we're going to build a pattern, and that's the plan. X, your pickaxe is nearly broken. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. By the way, I got a hot mocha chocolate here. Felt like having one. Actually, do you know what? I didn't need one, right? So I woke up feeling very hungry. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where is it? Where's that zombie? Hang on, I'm holding hot. No mob attacks while I'm standing in this precarious position, please. I've only got one hand to spare because I'm holding a hot cup of moco. Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. We got to stay here for a moment and enjoy it. How's the injury going, X? Says Lulieg. You know what? I'm really starting to think that for my long-term longevity goals, that I really need to take as much time as it takes to heal. This elbow business, like, it ain't going away anytime soon. And you know, if I want to do training for a long time, which I do want to do, I'm going to have to face the fact that it's probably going to take a long time to heal. So, yeah, I've been really minimizing everything that I do that involves the elbow, and it's feeling a little less achy lately. Although I played guitar last night, and I think that aggravated it, and I thought, oh man, another thing I got to sacrifice, you know? Like, I don't know. Oh, it's so good. I was gonna go to the doctor and to the physio and say, look, is there any like? Okay, we've got to take care of this one. Is there any like meds, like I don't know, stuff that helps with this medicine-wise, rather than just doing the therapy? Because I'll try it at this point. It's been too long. But anyway, like what I was gonna say is I just woke up, felt really hungry, like you do sometimes. Usually, what I do in the morning is I you know, fast for a few hours before I have breakfast. What, saw something move over there? It's actually kind of hard to talk and count at the same time. I'm just learning to count these diagonals. In which case, I guess I can just fill in the stone and put the lanterns in later. Probably faster that way as well. I'm the sort of player that doesn't like to waste blocks, like even when it's stone, but I've learned over time, you know, especially if you've just thrown away hundreds of diamonds on stone blocks, losing a few ain't a big deal. So, in the sake of noticing how much quicker it is to do this, it's probably going to be easier to break the stone out again. So we'll just go ahead and do this. Excuse me, that was a burp. So yeah, anyway, I woke up feeling hungry, and what I don't tend to do is just have breakfast. Like, I tend to have a run or work out before I have breakfast, and I was planning on doing a run today, which I still will do, but I had a breakfast of just yogurt and raspberries. So lots of protein in the yogurt, tons of carbs in the raspberries, right? I'm going to see what my run feels like, because I'm used to just doing my exercise fasted, which feels different. Hoping I'll get like a little bit of extra steam from all those carbohydrates, right? But I find I'm not too sensitive to that sort of stuff anyway. But yeah, because I was feeling a bit on the tired side, a bit lethargic, I thought, oh, I'll have a coffee. And then later on I was like, well, why don't I just have my my little midday snack now as breakfast? Because you know me, plan all my meals and stuff. So now I got both, because once I got the coffee in the mind, I ain't putting it down, you know what I mean? Once I've said okay to that, I'm taking myself up on it. Have you ever tried putting peanut butter in yogurt? I have not. I can't say that sounds particularly nice. That's good. That's good. Let's read some more noises. We've got loads. Jormangadar, thank you ever so much for those cheers and bits. We got Gimme Your Tacos here for 8 months. Poop Thief is subscribing with the Amazon Prime. Stop stealing the poop. Jeez. Poop Thief. What a name. We got Snacker there here for 5 months. Why not use trapdoors? Yes. That was an idea I had at one point, to use trapdoors around the edge. Question is, what type? Because they're all very wooden, and this area is actually probably a chacha would mix in well, right? Because it's kind of orangey, more of a reddish orange. We got Rooney Crow here with the Amazon Prime, Civvy Diz here with the Prime, Lillian the Hermit subscribing with that Prime. So much Prime, it's Prime time. We got Coma Dust Fire gifting a sub to Banana Doto. Thank you ever so much for that gifted sub, appreciate it. We also got Simple Cyrus here for not for 79 months, for 5 months. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Zane Boggs is here with the Prime. Ed Network is here for 53 months. Goodness me, it's a long, long time. SCJDG is here for 16 months. G-Stab is here for 59 months. My goodness me. My voice can't go much higher than that. I can't get much more hype. Bud64 is here for 3 months. We got the Warfish Gaming here for 20 months. And Melonfish is here for 4. The Warfish Gaming says, Happy New Year, hope your 2021 will be great. Always love watching your streams and videos, especially at 4 in the morning. Goodness me. Goodness me. Thank you for the nice message. I'm not a night owl anymore. I used to be when I was younger. I ain't no night owl anymore. I'm a rise and shine early in the morning person. Tell you what though, winter I always like get up later and go to bed later. I like to get up when the sun rises. So in summer I get up at like 5, half 5, which I love. That's the best. Just the sun waking you up in the morning just feels right for me. Random tip, if you're having trouble focusing, try pulling on a metronome. What? Putting on a metronome. Oh, right. That's interesting. I've never heard that tip before. Huh. Interesting. Probably worth a try. I don't have a metronome, but, you know. To me, concentration is about being aware of distraction. It happens all the time. Especially when you're doing something and you've got a moment to wait and it's like, oh, I'll open up Twitter. Bad idea. Now you're distracted. Now you just open a bunch of links. You know? I think it's just about being focused and being, for me, being a bit more organised ahead of time. Like, always having a plan is what I have. Gonna do this, gonna do that. And then it helps you stay on track with what you want to do. Like, a lot of people go, like, talk about my productivity because I, you know, have multiple channels, do the music blog. Got to do that today, writing it on my list. Music blog, must not forget. It's doing stuff like that, keeping lists. Just, you know, when those ideas are things you need to do pop in your head, keeping track of them, and then you make your time count, really. X casually talking, then out of nowhere slurps, as Pad say. Yeah, I guess I'm just instinctively picking up the coffee and... It's good, but it's getting cold. You know, a little bit cold, a little bit chilly. Does anyone know who Wim Hof is? It's a name I keep encountering, and I watched a video about the Wim Hof Method. But even though I watched a lot of this video about it, I kind of realised that I need to know what the Wim Hof Method is. The breathing guy. I think it's not just breathing, right? I think it's the guy who exposes himself to cold temperatures often. Super interesting. I love a cold shower. A cold shower really kind of like makes you alert and awake. Like, everyone knows, right? Like, you think of it as a bad thing. Like, oh, it sucks, you know, blasting on some cold, like stepping in the shower, not realizing it's bone cold, and like that feeling. It's like it's close to death. But it makes you feel really alive because you just become so alert. It's like cold for me is like a really alarming biological danger. So if you think about all the different sort of dangers that your body responds to, I think cold it's got a very strong response to. And so it totally fires you up. It's just like makes you completely aware of what's going on. So having a cold shower can just really, really wake you up. Great in summer, because obviously you're hot and sticky a lot of the time, and so you want to cool down. Excuse me. Oh. Here's the guy who wants to seek the edge of what a human is capable of, for example, temperature. Yeah, sounds like, you know, exposure to the cold. I think I've seen him before in some videos where he, like, does yoga outside in the freezing cold, and we're talking, like, snowy freezing cold, not just like, oh, I'm outside and it's chilly. We're talking, like, hey, I'm in a country where it's snow 24/7. And that is some like pretty interesting stuff to do. Exposure to that will, you know, your body will have to adapt. And there could potentially be, as it sounds, like there's positives, benefits to doing that. I feel the biggest benefit for cold shower that you can observe yourself is your attention. Like your awakeness, your alertness, it all goes up. Then supposedly there is, you know, good effects for your muscles because of exposure to cold and heat. Like changing temperatures can help alleviate stresses and relax your muscles. Something along those lines. In the permafrost, says JM Brands. Permafrost, that's what they call it, isn't it? Sergeant Turkey says it's literally snowing out right now. Too beautiful and quiet. Get out there, half naked, and do some yoga already. Jeez. What are you doing in cozy indoors watching a live stream? Snuggled up, are you? I don't think so. That is the last of my tea. Tea? It's a coffee. Earthling88 is here for 5 months. And we got Jadshem Tadividach here with the tier 1 subscription. I totally probably butchered that, didn't I? But thank you ever so much. Is Twitch Prime free, says Big Man. If you have Prime, Amazon Prime, that's what it is, then you get a free monthly subscription called the Twitch Prime. And when I say free, I guess nothing's truly free, is it? Because you already paid for the Amazon, but you get to subscribe to someone for a month. And it doesn't automatically renew, you got to do it manually every month. There is only frost in my part of England, says Soul Geode. Only frost in your part of England? There's probably frost in many different parts of the world. You know, in the world it's always thundering, it's always raining, snowing. Somewhere in the world it'll be blisteringly hot, somewhere it'll be a snowstorm. It's a big and diverse place with lots of weather systems, you know. Man, I keep hearing these zombies groaning, it's like kind of off-putting. Dustin says, is Iskall left Hermitcraft? He plays Vault Hunter. You know, when a hermit goes and does something different, like, why is the reaction always, have they left Hermitcraft? I don't get it. You know, he's been uploading episodes of Hermitcraft, right? He's still a hermit hanging out with us, having a chat. Look, if a hermit goes and does something else for a year, doesn't mean they're not a hermit, right? No need to overreact, basically. You know, people can go do other stuff. If you're a hermit, you're not obliged to play on here. If you want to go, you know, play some modded for a while, go right ahead. Who could blame you? You know, playing vanilla all the time, jeez. I mean, you know, who plays vanilla non-stop for, you know, years on end, making thousands of episodes, almost thousands? Who would do such a thing? I mean, geez, you need a break every now and then, right? You know, you need some time off. Probably gonna have to start putting in some sea lanterns, I think. Okay. Get some food as well. We got noises in the ear. Redneck Tech 51 here at the Prime, and the Stridge D here with the cheers and bits, saying watching a gold farm tutorial where the farm needs to be built at Nether. Why? 282. How do I build that high? Can't get past 256. It sounds like they made a mistake, to be fair. Maybe it's supposed to be 8.2, but yeah, you can't go above that at the moment in the current version of the game, so no idea what's going on there, dude. Thank you for the cheers and biddies, though. Comet1993 here with the Prime. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. It's raining, isn't it? It's raining. That is disgusting. We don't want the rain. See, once you've got a few in place, you get like a bit of a grid going. Ta-ta! This is what this place is for, practicing my PvE skills, right? Oh, that was intense. Woo! Somehow I survived. Jeez, Minecraft. Intense. Okay, let's go over here. Do that. See, now I actually got to do some counting. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess the walls kind of do their own thing there. 1, 2, 4. Bam. Ow! Not fun. Not fun. Jeez. Okay. Over here, over there. Bam. Ah, this music is so relaxing. I love it. And let's have some food. And we got a noise in the ear. It's the Solo Knight subscribing with that Amazon Prime. Thank you so much for your Prime, dude. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. How much time? Oh my goodness me. We've only got 5 minutes left. Only got 5 minutes left. Well, that has brisen. Has it breezed or brisen by, peeps? Brisen. It's brisened by, I think. Sounds like a terrible word, brisen. 3, 4, bam. I guess it's good then that we're at least getting some solid progress done here with the lanterns. That's where you go. Oh, I guess that means one will go around here. Excuse me. Oh, burping all the time. Got all this yogurt and raspberries and mocha swirling around in there. No! No! Oh, now I'm on fire! Ah! Quick! Woo! Yeesh. Yeesh, the flames. The flames. 5 minutes until what again, says Derpy Love? That is the question, isn't it? What will we do next in 5 minutes? Stay tuned to find out. 1, 2, 3, 4. At some point, I'm going to step back and realise that I placed the first one off by like 1 block, and then the whole thing is ruined. In fact, at some point, I think I should make a base where, like, there is a rule that symmetry is not allowed. And then see what it's like when you play to not be symmetrical. I bet it's easier, and therefore probably easier. Well, you know, it's easier, therefore it's easier, but you know what I mean. None of these like crazy OCD rebuilds, right? Oh, I placed that off by half a block. Now I've got to rebuild the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 between, and we got all the glowstone over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, look at that. So, is that right? It sort of almost lines up with this in a weird way, which ain't so bad if it can tuck in there. I think that means it'll tuck in over there, right? So the big question is, what happens from one side of the room to the other? I didn't think to check that out at all, did I? So we're almost up for time, but we'll go ahead and go and do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that should be diagonal. So if we count it up, it's going to be 4. It's like 9 blocks in between. That's the 9th. Bam. That's another 9. There's a random sheep down there. 7, 8, 9. This thing is probably not aligned at all. It's kind of close. I think if I'd have thought about that. Oh, I might want to redo these. Oh, why did I not think of that first? Because what's the distance? 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we look at these ones, if they're all nudged over a little bit... Oh, yeah, I should have center aligned this. Okay. Can still be done. We haven't placed a crazy amount down. Okay, I'm hereby extending the time in this arena to do this now, right? So, let's not get it wrong. Let's get it right. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. 6 light sources. So when we center align it, we're actually... We either introduce a 7th, which I think is probably best because we want this to go closer to the wall. That'll make the grid really great actually for lighting everything up, like there'll be no issues. In which case, I think what we can do is simply use this to help us. Pretty sure that that is the middle. Now, if you want to check if you're in line with something, if you look at it, we're very precisely... Right, let's stand very precisely in the middle of that block, very precisely. Look at that. Okay? Right. Now, you press F3 and you look at facing west towards negative. Do you see that number 90? That's a very good sign that we are... In fact, it means we're literally standing in line with that. So, we would shift every block over by a gap of 2. And that would put this one here in this spot. And I don't think we'd have to worry a thing about lighting because this is right next to glowstone anyway. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Yep. You know, I should have thought about that earlier, but let's just do it now. And then we've actually got like a really great layout. Why did I not think of that earlier? Jeez. I'm just like, I'm not going to think about it. We're just going to place them down. Everything will be dandy. Nope. Nope, there's that old lesson that I never seem to learn. Okay. So this isn't here. And yep, I'm going to end up dropping a bunch of sea lanterns that I'll probably want to go pick up again because I have to buy these. Ooh, is it me or did I perhaps miss one around here? No, you have quite a large gap between them. Yeah. So this simply goes here. Alright, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to replace them all. So that one is now here, right? Sneaky Picnic says it's Mumbo the Hermit that doesn't show up to meetings. Mumbo turns up to meetings. Not every meeting, but like, you know, not everyone has to turn up to a meeting. Not everyone can make it all the time, you know? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's been a bit of a joke in the past about Mumbo not turning up, but it's like... It's funny because, like, Mumbo's, like, often quite clueless to things that are happening on the server. But, like, that's not a problem. That's not, like, an issue. It's not like... You know, you can't be that person or something. Like I said earlier with Iskal playing modded, like... Being a hermit is like not some obligation to play on the server. It is, you know, you're a part of the group. You're here to be you, essentially. Something like that. But it's especially funny with Mumbo because, like, his cluelessness to things that are going on kind of runs in contradictory to his redstone ability. Like, he's like a redstone genius, but he can't tell you what time of day it is, you know? Like that kind of thing. Which is wonderful. Whereas me, I'm just clueless in many different ways, always derping, you know? I don't have the genius bit, I've just got the try-hard bit. Come on! There we go. Oh. Right, so I believe the grid is all good until this bit here. I could really do with, like, the... Let's just put these closer together for one. Okay, I think I should be doing these one at a time. New rule, we do them one at a time, right? Also, when I come over here, I put one on the edge. Is that correct? They'll go that way by 2. Did I move the last ones in the right direction? Jeez, so many questions. I think I did. Oh, I gotta go and pick those up again, don't I? I really do. I like how he puts honey for the walls. It looks great, says Woolcraft. Oh, I'm glad you like how it looks, because it's not really intentional, but the fact that... It does look kind of cool, doesn't it? It does look kind of cool. It does look kind of cool. We got noises in the air. We should really... blah, 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 blah. We should really read some. I wish there was like a mini magnet in this game. You know, just when you break that block, put it back in your inventory. You know, not like a scoop up items in a crazy distance or anything. Just something a little bit on the simple side, you know. Because now you got to run around and pick up a bunch of sea lanterns. Right, just double, triple check in. It kind of all looks good to me. It kind of looks suspiciously too good, if you know what I mean. It's like, shouldn't I have messed up by now? Is what I'm thinking. Anyway, I'm glad we took the time to do this, because now we've got the proper grid in the area. Something that could be done with data packs, or does it require a mod? Oh, it could be done with data packs, but it'd be probably a little bit of a hacky implementation. So a mod would be a more precise way to intervene and make that happen. I don't know though. They add a lot of stuff in the snapshots, and with more control over loot tables and events and stuff, it might be possible that it's a lot easier to do than it once was. My knowledge of data packs and commands is a bit ropey, because I knew a lot of what was possible, like when there wasn't as much, and that was a long time ago, and I was doing that sort of stuff frequently, whereas these days, you know, they add a lot, and I'm not entirely sure, but I understand a fair bit of the whole data packy stuff, right? Okay, only a few more to go, really. And then we'll move on. So we're moving this one over by 2. And then this one over by 2. And once again, they're actually on the edge. They're on the edge of this little area. So we get to put in extra ones. Just like that. So this one over here goes away. Didn't pick it up again. Let's read those noises in the ear, by the way. We got Funky Coaster here for 35 months. Thank you so much, dude. We got Watchell Locky here for 6 months. Midge Mong here with a Prime. Doomio Lag here for 43 months in a row. Whew, goodness me, that's a long time. That's a lot of exposure to derp right there. We got Cuplex here for 45 months. Goodness me. Goodness me. Goodness me. The Spoonbender here with a Prime. Keymorg 18 with the Prime. Piper with the Prime as well. We got Kermiwan Detekadurgawagawag, whose name I always butcher. Thank you for 9 months. Appreciate it, dude. Hopefully you can tolerate my butchering of the name. Hey, look, we've got like literally a couple of lamps left now. This is it. We're going to move on to something else. I've got to pick up the sea lanterns, put one over the edge here, and we're good. We are good. And I think that's probably the most of these. Excellent. Right, next thing we're going to do is go into creative mode. Oh, Xisuma, you dirty, cheating scumbag. Creative mode on Hermitcraft. How could ya? Don't worry, peeps. Back up of the world. We got Wooden Rails here for 7 months. And when I say backup, it's actually just, as you can sort of see from that, look at the bunnies! It's just this bit here. So, I've been wrestling with a few ideas over what to do here. I'm half wondering if I want to get away from symmetry and kind of build this thing up with a bit of a city feel or something, but symmetry tends to be an easy way to get things finished a lot of the time. So I kind of want to do an experiment. It's going to be a tricky one where we do it in multiple stages. Now, at Christmas, I put this world on my laptop, and I gave myself this idea of, like, why don't I try and build some of this, like, during Christmas. And I tell you what, playing Minecraft on a laptop is a pain in the bum. It's a pain in the bum. Okay, let's select from there to there. Okay, then I'm going to stand very deliberately here. Then I'm going to rotate it 270. Now what I'm thinking of doing is extending this platform out. So we go out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very important that we get that correct. So over here it is an odd amount of blocks, 35, half of which is 17, right? 17 and 17 is 34, so that makes this the middle. Okay, now we need this number. So 1, 2. Where did I stand? I stood here. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 additional blocks out. And I'm going to stand on that one, and we're going to paste, and then we're going to see. Yeah, now I think if we put it like that, it means that we can put the rest on top of it and have it join at the top, or near the top. So now the selection gets a little more tricky. First of all, we need to expand. Okay, so it's where we first see orange. So we go down here, we first see orange at this height. We're going to copy that. Then we're going to come around to the top here. We're avoiding everything down at this level. Okay, now we've copied that. Now what we're going to do is the same trick we did before. We copy from the same place. This makes our life easier, right? I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you the world edits. We do the same rotation. We come over here again to the very same spot. And we paste. No, we just paste like that, I believe. Okay, looks good, looks clean. Now, what doesn't happen over here is it doesn't line up with that the way I'd like, because this is not a square connection. And the question is, can we get away? Boop, boop. Can we get away with moving this in just enough blocks? So we're going to come over here, we're going to figure this out, right? I think it needs to get pushed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks. Can this go 10 blocks in? So if we look at this bit here that we want to sort of keep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see, it's off by 2 blocks. So then the question is, well, we could push it a few blocks that way and have it come out a little further as well. But does it even look that good? Because we're just sort of copying the same part of the build and throwing it around again. I'm not sure that it does look that good. So here's what we'll do. We'll undo. Sorry, Creeper. We'll eradicate all of that experimentation because I don't actually think it's the right direction to go in, just because of the layout of what's down below. And I've said it so many times, you know, like these projects take an immense amount of hours, and you're also trying to make Hermitcraft videos. I can never really like do the whole thing and then go build it in Hermitcraft, because it would kind of be like, you know, making 4 or 5, 6, 7 or 8 episodes of Hermitcraft in the background and not having anything to show on camera. So you end up with like these imposed limitations, you know. If I had a known we were going to put the other stuff underground, this whole thing could have been shifted and centralized, and then we would have had more control over the edges of this, I guess, you know? So now we have to work with what we got. The build would look amazing with spires and towers, says Titone DNL. I agree, actually. I agree it would, but I don't know where to put them and how to bring it together. We've got to expand the build around this brewery, and it's just like a bit maddening on figuring out how to do that. Now, one of the things I do want to do on the outside is create like a bunch of farms and stuff. So I keep looking at this area like it has to be a bunch of things going up, like a bunch of towers. What if we looked at it like there could be courtyards out here? So if we go back to this, which over there, we don't have to make it the same height, but I can't help but feel you kind of do because of where these blocks are. So let's say we go stack this like, you know, it's probably about that many blocks. Not a bad guess. And then we can go that direction as well. And then we could put a tower here. So maybe this is a way for us to do some asymmetrical or like non-symmetrical design. Let's start with a lower number here. Actually, now that I think about it, like it's coming awfully close to that. So let's lower it by 2 blocks. Okay, and then we can build this up literally on top of this stuff. Now, I guess I kind of want to keep these... These are already built on Hermitcraft, these walls. So being able to keep these in place would be really nice. So if this is going to be a courtyard, it's going to have slabs at this level here, which means we can actually fill it in temporarily. We can sort of go, okay, there's going to be some sort of courtyard. Let's give you stone, brick, slab. Let's go for polished andesite slab. And what other slab would mix in well? Kind of want something a little bit bricky, similar colour. Maybe just regular stone slab. Or smooth stone slab could look good. Ah, that looks really nice. It actually looks a little too much like the walls. So maybe we don't do that. Maybe we go with, let's type in slabs up here. We need maybe a different colour scheme. We could use the black stone. We've already got black stone here, which gives us a hint of what it looks like. And I'll say that based on what we got going on around here, I don't really want to introduce too much more. We could use this stuff again. Yeah, why don't we use that again? Let's try and use it on the outside, not just the inside. Okay, so that sounds more exciting to me, to go warped slab and dark prismarine slab. And you know, we'll build up some stairs that connect to the building somewhere else. So we're sort of inviting the use of that again. Heaps are saying add mossy stuff. We're going to get away from... Chat, you're always going to be like a couple of moments behind my train of thought. So I don't think I really need to explain my reasoning again. Because I just explained it. So, you know, somewhere around here I feel like this is all going to get bigger. And I don't know at what gradient, but it means we can build some stairs that then lead into an opening. Now that opening doesn't even have to go anywhere, it's just for looks. Then in this area here we could perhaps add a water feature. And I think around the outside, you know, having some fencing at this level would probably make sense. As it's a bit of like a courtyard that comes off the edge. I think the main trouble here is that it's very square. So let's go ahead and do a couple of things. It's not actually what I wanted to do. I was hoping there'd be a bit more spaced out. Okay, so let's say we go with that. Maybe what we can do, let's just poke our head. Yep, there's plenty of space back there. Is we take that and we shift, or I think it's move by 1. And then let's go and do that again with the middle ones. Now that might look a bit strange, but I think it's just important to throw shapes in. You know, otherwise you end up with these big thick walls all the time, and you need to add variation and whatnot, right? So I feel like that somehow adds something. If it were of even width, we could also maybe have a water feature from the well. Actually, there's no reason we can't have it on the width it is right now. How would I make that an extra 1 wide? I don't think I really can. Let's measure that wall again. Wasn't this supposed to be like... It's 20, huh? Okay, well let's say we go with that. Here's what we'll do down in this space. Something like that. We'll probably put a light source there. Okay, so our water's going to come out at this kind of area. And bear in mind, this is like a small thing we're doing right now. Oh, we could also use waterlogged slabs if we like, so... This thing could go there, and that could be 1 block lower. How do I want to do this, actually? There needs to be a good amount of space to walk around this thing, I think. Also, I don't have to build it out of stone bricks, do I? I could build it out of dark prismarine or something. I got a bad feeling about this because... actually, no, it'll be contained. I was going to say it will waterlog the stairs, but technically it won't. Okay, it did that, which was unexpected. Uh-huh. You know, is that okay? Is that reasonable? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Doesn't matter too much because you're on the creative world. Something like that. Alright, peeps, thoughts so far? Is that going to work? Does this make sense? Am I going in the right direction is what I'm asking you. Some people are saying lava. I don't think like lava fits in here because this is a brewery. It's a bit ugly. So some people are saying no. Fair enough, you know. We have to try and experiment. I think it's a bit ugly because it's kind of square. Too many colour palettes. To be fair, I have literally not used another colour. Right? Like, I've quite particularly stuck to what we've done so far. Maybe the dark oak fences could be exchanged. Huh, that one wasn't connected, I sort of noticed. You know, maybe we put more grey back in then and take out this colour. The garden area, yeah, maybe it actually needs some gardeny things in here. I don't know. My thinking was that this would tie in what we build around it more. So maybe if we get more of that in place. I'm also going to use some white wool here. Or maybe I should use grey wool just so it has the similar colour, which will help it like make more sense visually. I have a backup of this world. Just realised, in case what we do today I go, actually no, I don't think that's the way to go. I do have a backup. Come on. Okay. What I should really be using is a bit of this. So now maybe it gets a little bit more appealing as you're like, oh, it becomes a part of that, does it? Kind of what I'm hoping. And we can put some little like cut-ins into these walls and put like windows and balconies on them or something. But I've got to admit, like, not really seeing where this goes. We're experimenting, and it takes a lot of experimenting. It is hard work. It's too flat. Well, yeah, as I said, we'll put things in to break up the flatness. It's more so like the vision of the bigger thing I'm struggling with. If this thing could have just been like shifted along this brewery, it would be so much easier to figure this all out. Now we can put in windows and whatnot into these spaces to kind of break up the flatness, but we do need something of a lip somewhere, or maybe around this bit we can... Okay, I think I see where to go. Oh, by the way, here's a tip when you're making walls like this, because I just thought of the need for it. Did that not select it? There it goes. So you can do replace, air, and then put in your light grey wall, right? And then that way you can sort of fill in gaps like that. So let's say what we need in this area is a bit of a lip. In fact, maybe this is the top of whatever this is going to be. And the material we've been using for our roofs... By the way, I think I was originally planning on randomizing these wall blocks, but I never did that. But I think it might be a good distinction to sort of use the flat wall as the roof pieces, and then the less interesting ones become these. Something like that. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll randomize this up when we select it. So, I guess I want this thing to kind of be like that. Let's go like 15. Okay, I think that looks about right. Just needs to be like one more. So if you think of it as like a bit of a city, I can't help but feel that would look cool if it sloped down very slightly. And then maybe if we had another one of these... Actually, it'd be kind of hard to put it on this wall because that's the edge up there. I like the idea of wrapping these sort of things around a little bit. Maybe it could be a little Zen garden but with netherwarts and stuff. We definitely want to make it a garden, right? But I'd yet to see the kind of idea that made my my imagination spark. I was thinking regular flowers, right? But I think you got it. So if we put in these things and... Not sprouts, are they? They're... Gonna have to go this way. I can't remember the name of it. That stuff. Crimson roots. Ah, you can't put them on those, right. Can I put them on something a bit more textured? Nope, can't put them on those. I guess you probably only put them on these, right? Only a little bit. I feel like, yeah, with more stuff like that in this area and the green ones as well, build it up a little better, that'll probably work. So those will be some of our decorations for that spot. Okay, so going back to this idea, I feel like a good slope would be 3 at a time. This one was 2, so it would be different. Okay, now how do I want to do this in a way where I can repeat it? I'm not sure I can, but... might just have to make a new selection each and every time. Oh, look at that. I left that little bit over there out. That's fine. Also, will it actually line up with the edge of the wall that we got? Whoopsie. There might be some additional parameters you can put on a move command that then tells it what direction, so you don't have to look that way. Like if we just... oh, the default is 1. Okay, sometimes when you enter a command without the parameters, it tells you what you can put in. And if that is a, like, true lining up or not, I guess it doesn't matter 100%, right? Yeah, I think you can potentially get away with that. I think we did that, like, 4 times. No, it was 5. Okay, what do you think now, peeps? Peeps are liking it. The thing is, we gotta sort of now kind of pretty much put it around the whole of this. Let's select it from here. Actually, let's put a block here. Got a creeper down there. We got some noises in the ear. We got DJ Echo here for 37 months. Thank you so much, dude. Deviant Sharks here for 3 months. Appreciate it. Got a headache. Drink lots of water, dude. I'm going to drink some water right now. Too much wall, I think, says Sage. Ignore the wall. The wall is our building block. You should do a different size, but same window as in the front windows. Not sure quite what that means. This needs another 4 blocks, I think. And then its corner would be there. Oh look, it kind of copied some of that along. Hilarious. I kind of like this idea of maybe having this wall then go up and having a big diagonal corner, but I gotta be frank, I'm hard pressed to see where the spectacular is here. It feels like it's gone a little sort of unfocused, and yeah, we can add in little windows in this space, but I'm not sure it's quite what I was aiming for. Let's take a look at some other ideas. Peeps, this is part of the process, you know. Sometimes you just got to step back and go, okay, now let's try something different and see where it goes. Like, I was wondering if maybe what we should do is build a roof lip across here, but then we're going to end up with this big blank space at the top, and I was wondering about introducing that material again, but it's too much contrast. So let's go around to this space, which is essentially, you know, similar to the other one. And let's have a little wander or a gander and think what we might do. Because I got a feeling we're going to end up with a big symmetrical build, and then it's the stuff on the outside that will break up the symmetry. But that right there, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to see where it's going. Maybe if it were more built up and there were more layers, it might look a little more appealing. Really not sure. Anyway, it's all trying. You got to try. I might go back to this idea of having that kind of pyramid-y shape over on this side, right? So we build it up a little bit and then stack it. And one thing I don't want to do is get too stuck in this place for too long. It'd be quite frustrating to get stuck on a build. So I've got to make my mind up at some point, right? You know, going back to that, I'm not really sure it's that interesting, but we've got to try something. Okay, so that's where it would turn the corner. Oh, the blocks. Got to remove them all. Now I think maybe the problem here is that it goes up too high. Let's take out, I think I've got a bit of an idea brewing here. Let's say we take out these layers and we start to think of this wall as being more complete. Again, I'm going to use the light grey so we can make selections and do the blocks later. So if we bring it round like this, oh, do you know what? I had a command for this and it will be in my memory, so it'll be a long ways back. Replace, there it is, bam. Now if this becomes like a plateau, then we might have some potential here. Oh, I guess what I can do is that. Oh, interesting. Wow. Do I want to do it all at once, all the way to the back? I think I will, since we're now on this design. Okay, right, so damn, it's a lot. It's a lot of blocks that are going to get placed. I got no idea what I'm doing here. Wait, that made no sense. Oh well. Because I've got to knock these ones out. But I guess when I do this bit, I guess I was thinking I would have some sort of math in place for this. Like, you can see that that's not quite right. And there you go. So the next one is 23. That's what I was kind of getting at. Right, so if this becomes one big flat area, it's kind of not the worst thing ever to have it come up to about that height. But what it means we can do, you remember I was talking about the idea of this roof area being sort of symmetrical. We can kind of rotate it from where it is now and apply it to this area and have like a courtyard. Let's go ahead and... Now this is going to be interesting because when I stack it that direction... Okay, it's 15. It's going to be 15 every time. I'm literally rebuilding everything that I tore out a while back when I went, nope, not good enough. But now I've got some renewed ideas, right? Let's go ahead and just prop it. So then it's 14 this way? And we'll do all of these up. Uh-oh. Slight problem. How did that happen? And how did I not notice it? Okay, there we go. Very good. Right. This will allow us to see if my idea will work or not. I think there's some serious potential here. Now, I know we're sort of going over our little 30-minute marker, but I'm just going to roll with it while this idea is in my mind. So, that's going to capture everything up here. We're going to spin it round and make sure we capture everything over here as well. Now, where I copy this from is actually going to be rather interesting. Okay, so I think what we need to do is figure out where the middle over here is. Do that on the inside. Okay, so that is officially our sort of middle rotation spot. And I think what I want to do is line that up with this. Okay, so remember that trick from earlier? Like, if I stand in the very middle of this block and look at the very middle of that block and press F3, we got -0, 0, so we're pretty much spot on there. So if I copy it here... No, if I copy it... Okay, we're going to have to do a whole bunch of experiments now. So we're going to copy. We are going to rotate by 90, and then we're going to paste -A. We're going to rotate 90 and paste -A. Now everything we're doing here can be undone, and look at the way it lines up. Now that's kind of odd. That's off by 1 block, so that means that is not in line with this somehow. But I think there's potential there. There is potential for something. I could effectively rebuild a lot of this stuff and mirror it. Now, doing that sort of like perfect mirroring, kind of wanted to avoid that, but it doesn't look too bad, does it? So, Hale likes it quite a lot. Bear in mind, alignments and block placement, if it's off, we'll fix it. Now, I think we'll have to do away with this and put maybe the circle from that bit just in that space. But the flat wall and then having the little plateau there, I don't think that's too bad. But I think I would like the plateau to be a little bit bigger, so we might want to chop down the top wall. It would then mean that this will be off by 1 block, which will look better. It would also make that... Ah, interesting. Wait a minute. Let's do a little bit more understanding. We don't have these walls coming across here. Fascinating. Okay, well, in which case, let's undo again. Let's remove... It's still on my clipboard, so I believe I'm still... I'm probably going to have to do it again. We'll see. We've still got that space up the top there, so we can actually kind of do one big selection and, yeah, get rid of all of that. Okay, so if we come back up here and paste again. This time I'm going to paste without -A just to see what happens. Right, I think my original selection basically wasn't good enough, so we've got to redo the whole selection. And come down a level, basically, which is fine. This is great, though. I feel like this is actually going in a good direction. How do all of you think and feel? Some yeses, feels good, love it. That's positive so far. Most of you seem to be liking it. No, not one bad message yet, which is pretty good. Sage says, thoughts on gaming laptops? They exist! That's my thoughts on them. Okay, let's rotate 90 and then paste. We're going to use -A in the argument, and then rotate and paste with -A again. So that, my friends, that I think will work. We'll probably end up changing this back wall for this one. Okay, yeah, let's move forward with this. I'm I'm prepared to just say, okay, that's good. Let's find out what we can do with this. First of all, we're going to fill in some walls. It'd be cool if you could like hotkey a particular command. There it is. You know, it'd probably be quicker to actually just type it back in again. Wrong one. So these blocks here, they'll be on the opposite side of the other one, right? Okay, now you are looking at a better sense of shape for this thing. I think it's gonna work. You know, it wasn't... I kind of... Oh no, there isn't the... That's interesting. Why do we not get... So we clipped a bit of this, we rotated it and pasted it. Oh, I guess maybe when I used -A... Actually, I've got no idea why it didn't paste there. In theory, it should have pasted there, right? I don't know. There's a lot of empty space inside of the building. Are there any plans to do with that, says Ogate? Yep, all of this. That's what's inside the building. That's literally the plan. This is going to make this part here kind of interesting, because it might suggest just one big slope to the middle and back over again. But I'm thinking there's going to be a tower around here now. So maybe that roof can somehow slope up to meet it. I'm not entirely sure. Before we start building this bit, we're pretty set with some of these ideas. So let's go ahead and rope out from there. Which block is it? It's like the one behind that. So we need to expand it by 1. And then... Now this is where I'm not... Actually, no. I think I want to copy it from standing here. And then we want to count that that is 7 blocks. So if we think about where this aligns up with the top, and we come... Actually, no. We probably just want to kind of go... Like 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We probably just want to put it in the middle of that. That being said, we've also got this. Let's bring that back in. Oh, it didn't middle pick it. Oh, it's because it's not there. Interesting. Isn't that there on the... Or is it just left out? Oh, it's missing on one side. Huh. I wonder if I put that in on Hermitcraft or not. So, we need that. And we need this, but then we're going to bring it back down to this level. Okay, so we've got that kind of action going on. So that means that we're going to pretty much count from the middle of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I knew as I started to count it, it would not be the right amount of blocks. If this thing was all raised up by 1 more, then it would, and if it were lowered by 1, it would as well. But that just happens to be the height it lines up at. So I think we'll nudge it up by 1. So the middle, we'll say, is that block, and then our thing is 7. So we literally want to stand there to paste it. Okay. Right, and I've got no idea what this is going to look like. Oh, we've got a creeper hanging out. See you later, alligator. Right. Another important thing. Rotation. It was facing that way. Rotate 90, I believe, is good. I think that's good. We'll find out soon enough. It is good. We did not copy the blocks around it, but that's absolutely fine. Just fill them in. And that, my friends, that is that for this side here. Just gotta fill it in and decide if we like that or not. Yeah, you don't really notice that it's not one thing or another. I do wonder though, like, somewhere around here I feel like we're going to need to introduce more blocks to this build. Somewhere we're going to have to. Not sure where. Okay, now around this base, I have to start doing things differently. I have no idea what I just said. I just said something. Somewhere around here we're going to do things differently. I don't know what I was saying. My brain was like thinking and talking, but not on the same frequency. We got Deviant Shark here for 3 months. Oh, I read that one. You got a headache. Hope the headache's gone. Neff27X is here for 4 months, and Jufrakwai is here for 6. Thank you ever so much. I appreciate it. Make it a slime ball. Nama with the suggestion. Oh, magma creams. Magma cream. This has got to be a magma cream. I will really enjoy doing that. What other ingredients can we gradiate to the side of our walls? Maybe fermented spider eyes, but that, yeah. And maybe slime as well. Okay, so multiple colour themes could be a really good idea. This one can effectively have the same makeup, so let's go and select the entire front area, stand on this corner, copy it. Okay, all we have to do is rotate it by 90. Okay, because then it goes whoop over there. And we stand in the same spot. So this is what's great about World Edit and whatnot. You can just make your life easy. That's an easy life. Now, do we want to go in that direction? I don't know. I don't think we can think that far ahead right now. So what I'm going to do is stack all of these over by 14. And this big old wall that I built here is actually going to get shifted by quite a bit. Netherwort. I did ask for ideas and then I wasn't paying attention. Golden apple. I mean, the magma cream has the fantastic property of being circular. There you go, look at that. So we make the whole thing slightly smaller at the back, which is okay. I mean, this could be subject to change again. Dang, I feel like that's pretty cool though. Let's float around, let's get a feel for where it's going. It now sort of feels like we've created, you know, the halves of a part. We need to figure out what goes in this space. It could end up just being flat. I can't help but feel that maybe it might look good if... Okay, this is highly experimental here. In fact, I kind of feel like, nah, maybe not, but picture some sort of platform. Let's just fill it in quickly, and then I think it needs some contrast as well, right? So quickest way to do this would be to like that. Let's just go with grey wool. Grey wool doesn't even exist, mate. You know, if that there was just filled in, maybe. I can't help but feel that that does help. So that's something to consider, that we might want something like that there. Not saying that's the exact shape. I'm also getting this feeling like if we pinch off all of these blocks, then those blocks, how high does this meet it at? Probably not quite right, but maybe have some sort of slopiness to it somewhere. It's all ideas to be explored. We got some random noob here for 2 months saying, I discovered this stream when I saw on screen share that one of my students was talking in chat. If you study math, you know who you are, but either way, I got hooked as well. That's an amazing story. Thank you, appreciate it. Well, if you've watched me, and you should know that I feel guilty whenever someone says, oh, I'm in class, but I'm watching your stream. I'm like, pay attention. Don't be watching me, jeez. This is for spare time only, folks. Thank you ever so much for the subscription, appreciate it. So, now we get to put a tower, right? Like, what else would we build up here other than a tower? I mean, it's screaming for one. It's screaming at me. I can hear voices in my head. It's screaming for some of this. Like a big tower going up, right? I could get lazy and just fill it all in as a big cube for now. Dang. I gotta say, like, I was very resistant of the symmetry idea, but now I think I'm kind of going for it. By the way, if we've got that there and we like this idea of kind of introducing some non-symmetries or whatever, like, we could do it different on this side. Obviously, it's going to be mirrored down the other ends. I think it makes sense to go out by one more. Yeah, I don't know. I'll leave those things there and consider them at another time. Yeah, I just want to move around again. You know what? One of the things that makes it kind of work is that this is the entrance, but then everything else is kind of walled off. I've got to do an experiment. An idea just popped into my head. If this works, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh if this works. Okay. Maybe actually what I can try and do is just that. Okay, and then replace light underscore grey wall with dried carrot block. Too much? I feel like my brain is screaming no, but at the same time slightly intrigued. Everyone in chat saying too much. Okay, it's too much. My brain is slightly intrigued. I feel like maybe we do need a little bit more of this somewhere. Now, the way I was thinking of integrating more of that would actually probably make this very difficult to replicate over on the opposite side. We have to consider the position of this. And just looking and knowing the heights of like 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I mean, we're going to be like around here. 1, 2, 3 here. You know, we're not going to go close to this, I believe. That being said, might get a little bit. Ah, that's how you tell, isn't it? Okay, so we didn't move the position of that line. In fact, I think I remember doing this already with the old design. So it just about fits inside is what I'm saying. So we'd be good to mirror absolutely everything over to that space. This is kind of in the middle, so that's not a worry. Okay, I think we're getting it. I think we're getting there. Like that's the corners covered. Then we're gonna have a big tower. I'm loving this now. Once you get going, it gives you like a bit of wind in your sails, and then it's all good. Let's make sure we clip that. Okay, another trick for you if you're learning World Edit. Okay, walls. What do walls do? They make walls. And now we got the wall like that. So we can kind of envision how tall do we want the next bit to be. I kind of want it to be circular. And that would actually be really quite easy to do. Let's go ahead and undo that. I immediately want it to be circular. We got Mark Woolley here with those cheers and those biddies. Thank you, Mark Wally. No message with that, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Let's clear this all out then. Very good. We also got Nova Wolf here subscribing. Thank you so much, Nova Wolf. Appreciate it. Okay, so we want to get the middle, which is there. And then we want... Creepers! Stop having a party. Okay. We're going to use the H... Oh, /H cylinder. Hollow cylinder. I believe you put the material first, which will be our light grey wool. Then you put a radius. Let's go with 9. That's too big. Let's go with 7. 7 puts it just... Oh, that's perfect. That I like that. Cool. I believe you can add height with the next number. So if we go and put 3, do we get 3? Yes, we do. So then what we want to do is come down by 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then put one here. This one will be as tall as we want the tower to be. Something like that. Okay, I think I've just realised it's actually been built pressing into the original wall, right? It's actually replaced some of it. I didn't realise it had. But I think I'm fine with that. Put that in there. Maybe there's a bit of a guideline. Do that. So we can kind of see where it would meet up with stuff around here. That is my wizard tower. I think it needs to be a little bit taller so that I can put a window in there and then put a wizard hat on top of it. In fact, I might maybe ask Scar if he can make me a like a top that feels sort of like this shape, circularized, but maybe organic and like sort of sloped over in a wizard hat. Maybe have something like hanging off the... I don't know. My mind's now ticking over with ideas. So that would obviously be the same over here. Now I feel like you need the biggest thing in the middle. So something's got to outdo that. Therefore I feel like we've got to pull up this area. Cube says, what is the redstone for? Cube, you've not been watching my Hermitcraft episodes. It's the ultimate mega brewer project. Every single potion in the game, filling up shulker boxes upon shulker boxes with potions that are free for all the hermits. That's what that redstone is right there. It's called epic redstone, okay? They had to make a new category just for that project. Right, now I feel like we don't want to mirror this on the back. So that's all good. I don't know what we're doing on the back, but somewhere here... something here's got to be different. I think the original idea I had to do this isn't so bad. Okay, if we bring it a little closer to this area, if we now imagine this is going to continue, I'm just wondering if those can join together. In fact, we might be looking at it. I was kind of hoping that would be 5 tools so that I could put windows in. Maybe I still can. Maybe I can use some dried kelp again up here. I've got some ideas now are flowing. Peeps, I know we were supposed to go to the... we were supposed to do more on Hermitcraft, but right now the ideas are flowing with this project, and we've got to keep them flowing. So like we got this down here, maybe we do the same thing again. That's how we get windows in. So if I put dried kelp... see, the thing is, if I put in windows, you then have to put something behind the window to make it really look like right. But I think a simple corridor would be fine. There's not a lot of space up here to interrupt with anything. So I reckon we can get away with that. The floor would probably again be made out of dark prismarine or something. So Maybe actually we just leave it. Do this. Leave it for now and do this. Okay, this kind of means that I'm invalidating. Oh, again, I've got to use light grey wool here. Sort of invalidating what I've already built, but that's fine. It's all in a good cause, right? Here's another tip. Like, you can use the stack command. Right, and the way it lines up is kind of perfect. Yeah, look at that. Okay, that's really something. That'll be that's gonna work. That's gonna work. Numma says, I can already imagine X going like, geez, now I have to build this in survival after he finishes the creativity burst. Yeah, but you know me, I make myself suffer, right? I make myself suffer. I think one day in the future I've got to do a creative world type play style and see where I can go with that. I don't know. Some sort of creative survival hybrid. Because I really love to do all the projects on the next level, and it just time becomes the factor, and there is a way to eliminate it. It's called creative mode. There we go, right. Yeah, I can see us using what we built here to create a thin across the middle. Yeah, this can go somewhere. This can really go somewhere. By the way, there are some blocks here that should have been removed that I've apparently left behind. So we've got some maintenance to do. Right. Let's see where it lines up if we were to follow it round, right? So I actually have to turn this shape somewhere here. That's an interesting concept. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not entirely sure how I would properly wrap that around. Let's experiment, okay? So if we go with the 2 block bit that's there, and then we go with the 1 and the 1, and then we have our slightly taller bit. Now it doesn't line up with the middle, which is not a problem. Not a problem at all. But maybe I've got the wrong idea here, like, maybe I should be looking at this differently. But dang, I love that. You know, it needs like a wall behind it, but I like the way it raises up there and then meets up with this roof. That's awesome. Blue Bones says, cool song. Where do you find these amazing songs? It's called Dungeon Synth. It's a type of music, and I love it. And it's totally wonderful and awesome and unique. And so I look for Dungeon Synth music. And I've made some of my own. I'm getting close to making my music properly again. I've been having to go through like every single song file I've ever made and just make sure it's all like possible to move it over to this computer to do my... Here we go, we've got a problem. To do like my audio work on it or whatever. What's going on here? Why can't I resolve this? The problem is that this here should be a 3. Let's try this. You know, I was about to say, okay, we're done. But I just then kind of saw it, right? I think that has to be a 3. What am I seeing? I'm struggling here, peeps. Like, I thought I figured it out and I jumped ahead and then it was like, oh. So let's say we look at this here like it's the defining sort of corner block, but it's not because we've got a 2 there. So I'm going to raise up the corner by 1 and then create the next 2 here, right? I feel like I'm trying to sort of swing it and rotate it, but it doesn't actually make sense. B-Matic says, I don't think there was a mistake. It's not so much that there's a mistake or not, it's that I'm trying to make this turn the corner. And I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, the layout of it makes it difficult. So, like, that's the next tile. How do I make the rest of it curve in a way that makes sense? Maybe just eyeballing it isn't so bad. Xisuma, make the middle section an Klein bottle. A Klein bottle? Oh, that's going to blow my mind open, that is. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know what to do. Sort of. I sort of know what to do all of a sudden, right? If I take that, and I stand here, we copy it, we rotate it by 270, and we paste it. Okay, that is sort of using this point here as saying that's the corner. Now it shows us that that would therefore be one block low, which I don't want. So let's undo that. And let's say I decide I want the next strip to be the corner, which is this one here. Then I think we're going to get somewhere. So that always goes in line. So it's from here to here. Do the same trick again. Now I think we're looking at this is why I did that, right? See, I did figure something out. Also, is this... Oh, it comes out too far. Oh no! It's too much! It's too much. Well, maybe I can bring this all in by one block. Let's use the opposite side for a moment here. We got May School here for... Jeez! Jeez Louise! Give me a second here, peeps. 70 months in a row! Okay. That's why I brought the Go XLR. So so every once in a blue moon I can do that. May School dude, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We have been creative building for a while and we're getting somewhere, believe it or not. Okay, so if I bring this over here and we do the same principle, we copy, rotate 90 and paste. Wait, did I? No, I did do that right. Let's get rid of this terracotta. With hair, bam. Now the alignment is actually not in the middle either. So I kind of need, what is this, one more block? So if we look again, very middle is there. Press F3. Okay. Actually, we're not. That is actually the middle then. Remember this trick? Yeah, that's actually the middle. Okay. Wonderful. It's funny how this stuff works. Okay, so that means we don't have to build this where it happens to be right now. So we will go ahead. That's going to basically sort of tell us that that's the middle. Yeah. So then for us to have the dried kelp effect over here, we put it back by a block. We want to do the same thing over here. Therefore, it is going to be around this space. All of that's going to get ripped out. Oh, this song's awesome. Just saying. Now, it puts itself there. We didn't have that problem before because we put it one block behind. And is that the same effect? Yeah, that is the same effect. Okay, we're going to make this work, peeps. We're going to make this work today. Today is a good day. Oh, look, it goofed up that. It looks like it goofed up a lot of them. Uh-oh. So much for weld edit. Now I've just got to build it all anyway. And look, when it updates one side, it doesn't update the other. Does that mean I've missed any? Yeah. How bizarre. So you have to update the side of the block that's got the wrong bit of glass. That's fascinating. See that one? Look, doesn't update. I guess that's showing you a little bit of how the code works, in a ways. I guess it would be at least double, wouldn't it? And there we go. Right. This is promising. Is that it? That's all the way to the wall. So we are looking at building that up here. Oh, I made that one taller. I guess it has to be taller, right? And to be fair, I think it looks a little bit better when it's slightly smaller, but it is what it is, basically, at this point. Now, when it comes to doing all of this stuff, it's a bit more like eyeball time, right? Your guess is as good as mine. Plus, it goes upwards. And we got another Evil X. It's Angry Canine here for 68 months in a row. Goodness me. Thank you so much for the support, dude. Appreciate it. We also got Randy gifting a sub to Alan Animal. Thank you ever so much for the gifted sub, dude. Appreciate the support. Look at all those Evil X's in chat there. Jeez. Okay, I am officially looking at this and thinking, not entirely sure how to do that right now. Not entirely sure. Also, if it goes up, it means that this goes up. This is going to have some sort of grand old thing going for it. I got an idea. So, maybe not. I don't know. I think I'm going to do that another time, right? Another time. So I think what we want to do now is tidy this stuff up and get it all kind of spruced up so we can take a step back and be happy with what we've done today. Okay, gonna grab that, grab this. Don't need those, or these. Okay, so I gotta like mirror this whole thing, which we have learned to do recently. Kinda wanna grab this bit and go down by 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 5 just to be on the safe side. Expand 5 that way, and maybe just a couple of blocks this way. Okay, so we're gonna stand here and copy. Now what we did recently is we flipped like this, and then we pasted. And that appears to be... yeah, that's it. That's 100% correct. Excellent. So we got that done on both sides. I must say, I think this thing in the middle is not going to look so great. And maybe we got too hung up on the idea that this roof has to be one big joined thing. Kind of like the idea, and I did say we need something taller than that. So what might make sense is to actually have this roof go up to that height, right? Connect with that. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. But we've done, you know, an immense amount of progress today. And I think what I want to do is flip everything here and put it on the other side. The only problem is I kind of want to keep the brewery in place, but we don't actually have to. It's just a backup world, and we know that the brewery isn't going to conflict. So another thing I'd want to do is make sure all these blocks are fully randomized, but okay, I guess the way to do it is probably to go about here and go pos 1. No, that's not the right command. Okay, we got Brissinger Wolf here for 3 months, and Costco Cat here with a subscription, and we got Angry Canine with cheers and bits saying random bits, blame the cat. They gave, what, blame Costco Cat? Thank you so much. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks for the support as always. Alright. Don't need to be this size, so it's about here. That'll be everything. That will be everything. Madness. Oh look, there's a bit of that isn't here. Nope, forgot the flip. Here we go. And that's it. Okay, now you can see a lot more for where this thing is going, right? Dang. The music right now just makes it... Like, if it were nighttime... Oh, big demonic building on the hillside. It's gone in the right direction today. We have successfully brought it in the right direction. So much so that I'm confident I can probably start building a fair bit of this soon, right? Like... I want my next episode of Hermitcraft, the one after that comes out tomorrow, to be a kind of like, let's get the brewery done. And this is the starting step that I need, and I feel like there is so much more that can be done after this point. This is... Thank you for joining me and giving me your feedback as always, peeps. You have helped us take it to the next level, basically. And from here, I'm feeling confident that this mega build can go the full distance. Let's just... Oh, Mumbo's base is in here. I was just going to say, let's swing out and get Mumbo's base in view for comparison. Dang, I'm loving it. Everything we did today was fantastic. If I could maybe, just off the top of my head, think of a couple of things we might do different. I might raise this and that a little bit higher, just so they're not perfectly symmetrical on all sides. In fact, I probably will do that. It's very easy to create a selection, lift it up by a couple of blocks. I feel like that'll just bring a little tiny bit of variation to a very symmetrical build. Awesome stuff. Right, now I've been neglecting chat because I've been getting my head stuck in the old building business, right? We got Despina321 here for 14 months. Thank you so much, Despina. Appreciate your support. You know, those have been there for a long time. I feel like we should build enough platform to knock them out right now. And as for my 3/3 of the stream plan, that's gone out the window, hasn't it? I apologise, but the window, you know, the window's over there and it's gone for it, basically. I guess I can do it like this. Actually, this might be a really good way to do it, is to just build the lines out. Look up every now and then and be like, there it is, there's the next one. Make a larger brewer on the roof. What a great idea. Let's just build an even bigger brewer on the roof, right? You know? And not use the one that we just spent the last few months building. That's a great idea. Any more? Any more? What's your New Year's resolution, says Araflex Beak. I don't have a New Year's resolution. I kind of say this like all the time when this stuff comes up every year, but like I believe in, if you need to make a change, you know, make it air quotes today. Doesn't mean, you know, today, but make it in due time, rather than wait for a New Year's. I also think, you know, a New Year's is great for getting people to come out and, you know, try something. Maybe it's but but you know, it can set you up to fail in a little way because, and this isn't true for everyone, it's just something that can happen. You can get a full sense of reward if you tell people, this is my New Year's resolution. And they're like, oh yeah, good luck, you know, I'm going to quit smoking. Oh, great, you know, go for it. You get the rewards before you do the hard work. And that can set you up to fail. The other thing is that it's down the line. You know, obviously it's now New Year's, but beforehand people are thinking, in the new year, this is my New Year's resolution or whatever. And you don't really have to deal with it straight away. That's why I like the idea of like, you have a moment where you're like, geez, I need to do this thing more. Now's the time to start doing it. Like, straight away, get on it. Don't give yourself excuses. But that's just me. And anyway, for me, January is the time in which I would have had time off to go on holiday or whatever, but since there's none of that this year, I'm just going to redo my workspace where I'm recording from right now, where I'm streaming from, and do a bit of deep cleaning around the house. I deep cleaned my kitchen, reorganised some stuff, found things in the cupboard that I forgot that I brought, and it was pretty good, pretty rewarding. There's a nice feeling about cleaning a room and then enjoying the fact that it's clean. This New Year's resolution, get over last year and move forward, says Southern Skies. Yeah, that's not a bad one. I will say though, like, there's a lot of this attitude of like, you know, it's a kind of jokey thing, right? Like, F off 2020 and all that, you know, having a laugh at how atrocious it's been. But like, we're still in the situation, you know, and it will take time for normality to return. So, you know, it's not a 1 year deal. It's going to last a few years. There's going to be all sorts of repercussions and things that are going to be different for a long time, and things aren't just going to snap back into place in terms of like gigs or, you know, all kinds of jobs and things. Xisuma, you might have said this before, but your brewery interiors remind me of a Roman Basilica. Was that any part of your inspiration? Not really. I struggle to nail down a style and then build from it. Like, when I take inspiration, it tends to be from just all sorts of shapes and architecture that I've seen. Like, all the towers that I built, it's far more conceptual. It's like, here's how we're going to approach building, and then we kind of take those principles and remix them every time. Find it a lot more difficult to, like, narrow down on, like, this is Roman architecture and I'm going to build like this. Probably because I'm not that great at, like, mirroring things in that way. So everything I build kind of draws from lots of different shapes, essentially. Now I wonder if 1, 2, 3, 4, it would be behind the wall. So we might want to throw in an extra bit of light over there eventually. I'm going to go in this direction now. Oh, didn't I say? Oh! Oh! They've been there for ages. They're gone. See you later. We've got a noise in the ear. It's a subscription here from 00 Satan. Thank you for subscribing, Satan. Appreciate it. Please don't burn me in hell when I die. That was a terrible joke. Terrible joke. That's my specialty though, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. The next ones will be at that level there. COVID is practically over in New Zealand, apart from border control, says Mango the Otter. Yeah, I understand New Zealand's dealt with it well. I mean, that's great if you live in somewhere where they've been able to deal with it, but whew, here in the UK, man, things are rough right now. I feel for the nurses and frontline workers. I hope there's going to be, like, some sort of check after all this is over, like when we have time to breathe, of, like, getting something to those people. I mean, money's an obvious thing, right? But, like, I feel like everyone who's worked through this, like, deserves a I mean, they deserve it anyway, but like a pay rise or some sort of compensation, because I know people go into that line of work because they're like passionate about it, but man, it must just be absolutely hectic to be a nurse or a doctor right now, or working in the hospitals. And, you know, if you're not like in the hospital, it's hard to appreciate that that's out there taking place, but I understand what the numbers are and what the numbers mean. When the numbers go up, their lives are getting harder. Like, obviously, lots of lives are getting harder. People are sick, people are dying, people are related to people that are dying. That's what those numbers going up means. It represents hardship. But it's just, I know it's like the people that are bearing the brunt of it the most are some of the least paid people in a way, like least compensated. Don't want to make it strictly about money, right? But you know what I'm getting at. I'm sure there's other people that like do a lot of important work from behind offices that have been working long hours as well. It's kind of hard to visualize that a little bit more, but I know there's people probably out there doing jobs like that mean a lot, but definitely the frontline workers just, you know, we can't see quite what they're going through, but you can understand it. It must be hectic. Because right now, the NHS is like having to turn people away in London. Last thing I read. I think I've got a bed on me. There we go. Don't knock me out of the bed! Angry K9 says it's not a great time to work in the air cargo business. Yeah, if you're working in, I guess, like any business with a lot of traction between people, it can be risky, right? One thing I keep wondering about the vaccination is that we obviously prioritize people at risk, but this is a bit of like a herd immunity argument. Now, the herd immunity argument, I've said many times, I've learned that apparently we've never ever, nothing in the history of humanity has ever been solved through herd immunity. It's always been something else that's gotten rid of it. Most of the time, vaccinations and healthcare, right? But that being said, I'm not saying this is a herd immunity response, but I wonder, right? What if you gave the vaccinations to the people that are most likely to come into contact with others? And to key services, like if you get those people vaccinated, then the places where the highest possibility of transmission could occur, they get it first, and therefore it could effectively stop transmissions elsewhere. Kind of hard to describe. It's like all these people who are isolating and keeping themselves safe are the people most vulnerable. Therefore, we choose to give it to them first. But essentially, we're giving it to people that are going to probably remain relatively isolated while we figure this all out. If we gave it to frontline workers and people who come into a lot of contact with other people, you know, maybe they work in supply chains and moving goods around, like... So, if you try and imagine it like this, imagine, because I'm remembering a video that I saw that explained all this. Imagine like a square box and there's lots of little dots in it, and those represent people. And they roam around at random, they bounce into each other, and when they bounce into each other, you know, the virus that is in the little dot that's bouncing around spreads to the next one. So people isolate to keep themselves safe, therefore they're not bouncing into other people. So if you give it to the people that bounce the most, that's like a way for a dose to reduce transmission the most. But I'm not saying that's what we should do, it's just a thought. Because there are probably, you know, if the healthcare professionals have figured out this is the way we should do it, there's probably lots of good reasoning for it. And it may just be a lives first thing. It may be like, hey, we actually want to keep people alive rather than just fix this as quick as possible. Which would be a fair argument. Free Blue, One Brown made a video like that. That's the channel where I saw it, yeah. Really great way to kind of get you to visualize and connect statistics and numbers to what happens in the real world. A lot of the time when numbers get thrown around, or statistics gets thrown around, it can be kind of hard to relate it to what happens in the real world. It's good to understand how to do that stuff, and that's a really good exercise in seeing how stuff can kind of like spread, you know, visually. England are not dealing with it very well, as the tigers don't make much sense to me. The tigers? What's the tigers got to do with it? The vaccine doesn't prevent transmission, says Delicious Friend. I do not know what to comment on that, because I'm pretty sure the idea of the vaccine is to stop it from transmitting, right? Like, once you have it, the vaccine, your body can produce antibodies to fight against getting it. Who's to say? Like, it could be maybe the vaccine doesn't work quite as we expect, and we learn later on that, I don't know, you can be immune but transmit it. I do not know the ins and outs of that stuff, but that would obviously be worrying. But I haven't heard that. I feel like if I'd learned that from like a trusted source, it would have made me go, oh, and it would have stuck in my mind. Reading it from like a random message in chat, that's not a trusted source, is it? You won't be affected by the thing, but you can still carry it, says Desert Blaster. Are we sure about that? Like, am I missing something here? I thought getting the vaccine, I mean, it might depend on what vaccine you get. There are several. I thought it would stop you from transmitting it. If you got it in your system, I guess, you'd still get it in your system and you'd have antibodies, but like, while it arrives in your system, I guess it's kind of logical that it could be there. Interesting. I thought most vaccinations stopped it from spreading, right? Or is it a case of like all these things we've been vaccinated from are actually just still there passing between us, but now it doesn't make a difference because so many people are vaccinated? Because the idea is the more people get vaccinated, you get herd immunity through vaccination. You get that tipping point where it can't spread anymore. That's the way I've always heard it described, as spreading. As like, enough people are vaccinated, now it can't spread, right? You've got 90% of a population that have the vaccine, and therefore, if someone gets the thing, so many people are vaccinated that it doesn't pass on. So the idea that having the vaccination, or maybe it means... No, the idea that you have the vaccination is that you don't pass it on. Otherwise, everyone would need it because it would still be getting passed around. Right? Everyone would still transmit, and therefore it would be like, you know, the vaccine is your personal fix so you don't get sick. But that's not how they work, as I've heard it described. There's the added benefit that you stop transmission. I'm sure that's the way it is. It can still spread. The concept is enough that are immune so an outbreak doesn't come about. Maybe it's like an oversimplification where, yeah, it can actually technically spread, but maybe in very small circumstances or small probabilities. Therefore, with so many people having it, it creates that herd immunity effect. Shadow says a vaccine is a replica of the virus itself. You still have the virus. It's not a replica. It's part of, or you know, it's a smaller dose of, or something that stimulates your body to create the same immune response. But it's not a clone of the virus, because a clone of the virus is just the virus, right? Viruses clone themselves and spread. There is a lot to take in from people in chat right now. It's the virus but dead. Viruses are already dead. They're already dead. It uses RNA, it's not a virus. That's a different type of vaccine. The RNA one is a new technology, right? And they've been trying to use it for years, but it's hard to get funding, and now that there is a big demand and need for these things, then they've been able to do the RNA thing, which could be very promising. It could be like a really great technology that once again levels up, you know, what we can do with our healthcare and science. And a lot of people are saying it's a weaker version of the virus. That sounds a little bit like it. Anyway, with so much conflicting opinions in chat, like obviously I'm talking about stuff I don't fully understand, which I always like to be transparent about. As I always say, everyone should have the right to talk about stuff, but we need to put our ignorances forward. Like, I've learned a lot about this stuff, but I've learned it in a edutainment environment where I'm not exactly studying it and properly memorizing all the facts and able to verify them, but I feel like I've got a good gist of how this stuff works. But again, not a professional over here. Shady Bob says you learnt it from the Joe Rogan experience, didn't you? I didn't actually. I learn a lot of what I learned through edutainment on YouTube, and these are like channels of what they call science communicators. People like ASAP Science. Oh, there's quite a few of them. Neil deGrasse Tyson is on there communicating stuff. They bring on experts who, you know, are actually in the field of immunology. Ugh, can't say that one, can I? So they bring on people in the know. SciShow, that's another one that I get information from. Yeah, as for Joe Rogan, like I find it a little unbearable, his opinions on the whole thing of late. It's just constantly moaning and going over the same points about economies again, and this sort of like, oh, who's in charge and like what are they doing kind of thing, like sort of pointing out that you're ignorant to the thing. How can you describe it? It's when people go like, oh, so, you know, the mayor's shut down the economy. Why is he doing that? You know, the economy hurts people's lives too. Well, the big question is the why, and asking why doesn't therefore mean that they're wrong. They could have, like, you know, they could be... The mayor of California could be a well and truly informed individual listening to a lot of the right people. But I don't know that, and I don't think Joe knows that from the way he talks about it. And it's kind of disheartening to hear him take such a strong stance on this stuff while sort of pointing out how ignorant he is to it at the same time. I think it's fine to be ignorant, it's fine to have an opinion, but it gets a bit tiring when every podcast has had that in. And now that he's moved over to Spotify, and Spotify is pretty pants, I haven't been paying as much attention because I can't get it to work on my phone, so all I have is audio through the RSS feed. So yeah, and let's get this one in. Is it here? I think it's here. Yeah, we're in line. The mayor of California could also be Arnold Schwarzenegger, what once was, right? Here's the thing, like, I don't know anything about the mayor of California. So if someone raises a point that shutting down the economy hurts lives, that's a fair point, but it doesn't mean he's made the wrong decision, and I'm not sure how you get your hands on the sort of information to evaluate what that person's done. Governor, okay, governor or mayor. You know, I'm just using a word, I'm just throwing one out there. Arnie was the governor. Oh, right, okay. Well, I don't know who in California is shutting it all down and annoying Joe Rogan, but his moaning on it has just become a bit much when it's the same thing over and over again. It feels like... Now, he's usually one to listen to people with different opinions and people who might criticize him, but on this one, I don't know, it just seems to be the same old thing over and over again. Mayor is for cities. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because California is a massive state, isn't it? Right, got you. So it's the governor. And the governor is of the state. I'm learning things. I'll forget them again, don't worry. You can teach me again next live stream. And you know, I think there is, you know, a lot to be said about how shutting down economies hurts people, and it's a balancing act, but I don't know if he would have access to the same sort of information that the governor does then. I don't think Rogan knows a lot about anything he talks about, really, says Nechito. He certainly knows a lot about martial arts. Like, he's interested in a lot of stuff that he doesn't know about, but he also got things he does know about. Now, you listen to him talk about fighting, and it's pretty obvious he knows exactly what he's talking about. I mean, which is maybe a bit of a bad thing to say as a blanket statement, but you know, he brings on fighters, and you can hear with the conversations that like they're not telling him, oh no, you got that bit wrong. They're agreeing with him a lot on the stuff he says. So you know, and he's a commentator in the UFC. You'd trust that they'd put someone who knows what they're talking about there. So did you go on BGT? I don't know what BGT is. What's your opinion on boogers? Pick them out and flick them. Britain's Got Talent. Oh no, I don't even watch that show. Oh yeah, we got noises in the ear. We got Alexa Ottaway, Captain Core 797, and Vex1 with the Prime. Also, Kellermiss is here for 2 months. Thank you so much for the support, peeps. I appreciate it. Will you join the Great British Bake Off? Probably not. I know that's a show, but I'm guessing there's some sort of, I don't know, like encouragement of people to partake in some baking. You know, I always want to make a cake or a pudding or something, but I don't really eat a lot of cake or pudding, and I'm not very motivated to, therefore, learn. So I haven't baked a cake. It's something I need to do. Actually, I remember when I was in school, I made a Christmas cake once, and it was just like plastered in sugary stuff and like had chocolate bars all over it. It was a pretty lame excuse for a cake, but it was just coated in sugary stuff. That's what they taught us at school, how to consume sugar. If this pandemic is over, where in the world will you travel to? I have no idea. I just know that I've been feeling for a while like I wanted to spend more time doing stuff like going on holiday and traveling, and then this pandemic hit and it's like, well, stay indoors, save up, and I'll do that in the future. Have you planned a Season 8 base? Yeah, I've actually got some really interesting ideas brewing in my mind for a future season of Hermitcraft. I've been working with the Puka on some, let's say, air quotes technology. Basically something I can use with his help to create really interesting stuff in Minecraft. And lately I've had a lot of ideas that I should probably start to sketch down and start writing, because ideas, you know, they come and go. It's a good idea to write down whatever pops into your head. That's my opinion on it anyway. And we got Asf here for 20 months. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate the support. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Okay, so 2, 3, 4. That is actually the one that is... can't break it with a bow. So buying all that stone from Grian, turns out, you know, might have needed a fair bit of it. We've gone through 3 shulker boxes, and we've almost got half of this, probably less than half of this room done. I think this is just shy of the middle, right? Dang. Just shy of the middle. Citizen Tay says, you and Grian don't collab much, differing timetables? You'll notice I don't really collab much with anyone. I'm difficult to collaborate with because I just work such a kind of like a regimented day of like, okay, an hour of Hermitcraft, then I'm going to jump over here and do that, then I'm going to jump over and do this. I guess I kind of don't prioritize socializing a lot. So, you know, when other hermits want to do stuff, like, usually I'm sort of awkward to coordinate with. But someone who's easy to record with is Corrales. He just tends to be, like, around at the times I'm around and easy to jump in a call with. Because I think I've probably recorded with Corrales most this season, right? And we're neighbours, you know, so we're constantly, like, bumping into each other in the world anyway. I think these are always 9 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. By the way, I got a bit of a plan for the roof as well. Thinking of making this thing like a giant greenhouse, or, you know, put glass over it, basically. 5, 6, 7, 8. So that one doesn't get one. And I guess what I can do is just fill this whole strip in here all the way down to the end. Because there'll be no sea lanterns on it. Mr. Cookie37 has subscribed with the Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. By the way, peeps, be sure to hit the follow button here on Twitch. Get notified of when I go live. And all that good stuff. You know, you don't want to miss a live stream. Oh, no. I mean, think of all the entertaining things that we do in these live streams, like place blocks. Oh, the most exciting fun you can have in this game is placing blocks, I tell you. Is TFC still active, says Hermit? I don't really know. We see TFC pop up every now and then. He loves to get on and go branch mining, but haven't spoken to him in quite some time. I know he had the whole thing with losing his part of his leg, right? And he's a pretty like strong-willed bloke. Like, he doesn't need a lot of communication. He's just happy to get on with things. Cause we're like, "How you doing, dude?" And he'll be like, "Don't worry, I'll be fine," you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, haven't seen much of TFC at all really since all of that happened. And he does pop on every now and then, but yeah, he's not one to make a fuss, you know. I could have swore I just heard a noise in the ear again, but no. I'm hearing noises now. Oh dear. That's that one, right? Looks to be so. TFC is the definition of a hermit. He is when he plays Minecraft, that's for sure. I think this one goes here. Two videos from last month. Shouldn't be long before his next one, says Southern Skies. Good to know. And we got a noise in the ear from Brillo Buffalo here for 7 months. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate the support. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam. Is that all of the music? Give me some more. We got a noise in the ear. It's Rebecca11 gifting a sub to Mr. Samuel. Thank you ever so much for that gifted sub, Rebecca. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream today. Okay, look at that. Not enough for a sea lantern. We're going to have to do something different at these ends to get them in. Why am I wondering how low X's voice can get? My voice can get very low. Okay, let's just clear the throat for a second.
Hello, how low is this? Is it low enough for ya? Hello, how low is this? Is it low enough for ya?
Wow, that's low. Dang, impressive, right? Should I go lower? I can go lower than that. Let's...
Really, really low now. Really low. Really, really low now. Really low.
Dang! Sounded like a demon. Whew. Yeesh. Not low enough? What? Well, how low? Oh. Oh. Gonna have to clear... Whew. Oh, let's do that one more time. Oh, that's about as far as I can push it, peeps, you know. Oh, don't think I can go much lower than that, you know. Whew. That was something special. Now you want to hear how high I can go? Oh. Oh, you're going to hate this. You're going to regret this.
This is really, 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 really high. Ah! This is really, 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 really high. Ah!
Oh, God.
Hello, how
This
low
is
is
really,
this? Is
really,
it low
really,
enough
really
for ya?
high.
Really, really low now.
Ah!
Really low.
Oh, God. What just happened? Oh. Oh, I feel exhausted now. Oh, that's great. Okay. Sea lantern goes here. We have noises in the ear from Angry Canine here for the nation saying, "You're hearing things. You didn't really hear this noise in the ear. It's just your imagination. Have a cup of 3 on me." Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate the support as always. I will have another cup of tea after I've had my run. I'm going to have a big old salad and then... Oh, peeps, we haven't talked about food today. Today is curry day. I had my curry after Christmas and I forgot to order the curry. I ordered everything but the actual curry. But luckily people were kind and gave me a bit of theirs, so I had I had a little bit of sauce. But today, you know, I've cut hard the last couple of days. I've earned myself a mega one if I feel like it. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Definitely going to have onion bhaji. Going to have a sag bhaji as well. Might have a little something extra, and then I'll have a curry sauce, a bread, and maybe a second curry, you know. But one thing I've felt a lot lately is that, like, I kind of enjoy eating well rather than binge eating. I think even though it's once in a while, it's not terrible. I think it's better to get more satisfied with food and less kind of more kind of, right? So I don't know. I just feel like maybe I don't really need to have these like mega meals or whatever, but I've had a few of those at Christmas lately as well, right? So I'm feeling pretty good anyway. But yeah, I feel like 5 dishes, says Vactro. Don't count. Yeah, man, I can do it. I got a strong metabolism. I can cut calories the day before, the day after. It kind of levels out. I'm thinking about burgers with eggs on top for breakfast as control magic. Depends where you get your burger from, right? Because burgers, you get a takeaway burger, usually not the healthiest of options, but you know, once in a while is good. I really want to try burritos, so I ordered Wagamama the other day. It was actually New Year's Eve, which turned out to be a really bad idea because they were well and truly overworked and my food arrived late and cold. But yeah, I went to order my Wagamama and I was like, oh, what's going on here? It's not working? So I knew something was up. There's no surprise it ended up taking forever. But while I was looking for something else, it popped back up again, so I ordered what I wanted to order. But in that process, I found a place that sells burritos and delivers them. And I've never had like a proper classic big fat burrito. So I figured, yeah, I'm going to try that one next, right? Don't know when that'll be, but that's one of my next meals, I guess. A burrito. Dancing Joe's here with a Prime subscription. We got Shadow Knight CZ gifting a sub to Xeo KA. Thank you so much for the gifted sub, supporting the community. Pricks2912 is here for 2 months, and the Azim is here for 30. Thank you so much for the tremendous, generous support, peeps. It's appreciated. Excuse me, burping in my mouth. Sardines are the most versatile food ever. They go with anything. Sardines, are they the ones that stink, or is it mackerel? Sassy says, come to say hello and you're talking food. I haven't talked about food all stream. I'm going to stretch, go for a run, and then have a big old salad, and then later on a curry. I'm starting to think about eating now. That's what I'm starting to think about. What is your opinion on handbags? Get rid of them. Burn all the handbags. That's what I think. I'm sick of handbags. Always causing trouble and violence. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, look at that. That was a handbag's fault, if ever I've seen it. What do you usually have in your salads, X? A staple will be some form of leaf, like rocket, or baby leaf, or, you know, a mix. Tomatoes, incredibly common, and peppers. Then I'll kind of mix up radishes and cucumbers, swap those around. Sometimes I'll chuck in some seeds. Pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, all kinds of different seeds, really. Sometimes I'll throw those sorts of things in. And beetroot. Did I say beetroot? Always got to have some beetroot. Maybe something pickled in as well, like pickled cabbage or some gherkins. That always goes down a treat. And then I'll have some cottage cheese with it. Or if not cottage cheese, some hummus. And maybe just cheese itself in on occasion. Mushrooms. No, I don't actually go for mushrooms. Sometimes a bit of chicken in there. I try not to eat a lot of meat, but if I eat meat, it's going to be something really lean, like chicken breast. Get all that protein. Flax seeds, yep, flax, chia. Seed mix. Always good to chuck a bit of seeds in the salad. Eggs. Oh yeah, pickled eggs. I love chopping up a bunch of pickled eggs and mixing that. Actually, that's what I'm having today. I'm having salad, cottage cheese, pickled eggs, and I think that's it. I've eaten all my fruit. Getting some more from the shops tomorrow. Onions. No. Not a fan of onions. Sometimes I get pre-made salads. And they put red onion in it, and it always gives me this like oniony breath after. Olives, yeah. Olives on occasion are excellent. Gotta have some olives, right? In fact, I really like olives, so I should do that again. So I decided for the month of January, I'm not going to cut. I think I'll do that in February. What I'm going to try and do is go through my cupboards and eat up some food that's like, you know, needs eating up basically. It's close to date or whatever. So need a bit more flexibility with what I can eat. So I decided to do that. So I'll yeah, have some more unusual meals, I guess. Just trying to use stuff up in the cupboards that maybe is coming towards its date, you know. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then this one goes here. We got Libbers97 here for 13 months and Jordan96412 here subscribing. Thank you so much for the subscriptions. It is appreciated, peeps. I can hear that groaning and moaning again outside, I can. Look at that. We did all of that. In fact, I feel like this should be our screenshot, right? It'll look better when it's complete, but there it is. Bam, got it. First screenshot of the new year. One of the things I do at the end of the year is I go through all the data on my drives and archive stuff and put all the screenshots into archives. Makes backing up easier if they're all in archives rather than single files. Yeah. Yeah, don't know why I told you that. It's not interesting, but it just reminded me that I have no screenshots other than that one on my computer right now. It's the only screenshot. May it live in infamy. Peeps, we're going to be wrapping up the stream right here. And we're going to go... Alright. I'm gonna raid someone who's recommended here. I think it's part of Iskal's Vault Hunters group. So, yeah, just gonna pick a random channel. Oh, I created a clip. That's not what I wanted to do. Clicking on the wrong thing. Peeps, be sure to hit the raid button and the follow button over here. Oh, it can't find this channel? What's going on? Oh. What is it doing? Hang on, I'm having trouble. I'm trying to do the outro and it's all going wrong. Massive thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. You can now click the raid button in chat. Be sure to hit the follow button and I will see you all soon. Take care of yourselves. Ciao for now. Bye bye.